Let me ask you something. Have you ever paid for something only to find out later on it wasn't what you needed? Maybe it was a subscription you didn't use or a tool you didn't need. Now imagine doing that with a college course. You spend hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. You study, pass, and do the work only to find out it doesn't even count toward your degree. Hi, I'm Jolie with Degree Hacked. And that happens to a lot more adult learners than you think. The truth is, it's not because they did anything wrong. It's because no one told them the rules of the game. And that's why I'm here. Today, we're going over 3 game-changing tips most people never hear when it comes to choosing college courses, especially if you're planning to use transfer credit. These are the insider moves that can save you some serious time, money, and stress. Let's get into it. Here's something that surprises a lot of adult learners. Just because a course is offered by your school or even recommended by an advisor does not automatically mean it fits into your degree plan. Schools have degree audits and course catalogs, but if you don't understand what's required for your specific major, you can accidentally end up taking extra classes that don't actually move you forward. This is especially important if you've been out of school for a while. Maybe you took some general education courses years ago, or maybe you've transferred schools. Either way, one of the smartest moves you can make before registering for anything is to pull up your target school's actual degree map, sometimes called a degree plan, program roadmap, or curriculum guide. Not every school uses the same name, but many accredited colleges do offer some version of it. So, what exactly is it? A degree map lays out exactly which courses you need to take and in what order to graduate on time with your chosen major. It's basically your academic GPS. It shows required general ed courses, major specific classes, and even electives. You can usually find it on your school's website under the academic catalog, advising section, or the specific department page for your major. If it's not easy to find, you can always email an academic advisor or check the student portal once you're admitted. If the class doesn't check off a box in your major, your general education requirements, or your electives, then you need to think twice. Because every class that you take that does not apply to your degree is one more class you have to pay for, sit through, and explain later. Looking at this early can save you from wasting time and money on classes that won't count toward your degree. In addition to this, if you're planning to use transfer credit, like courses from study.com, Sophia Learning, or Straighterline, this step is even more critical. You don't want to take a transfer course just because it's available or affordable. You want to take the right one, the one your degree actually requires. That means finding your school's transfer credit equivalency list or asking for a written pre-approval. Let's say you find a course on study.com called Psych 101 Introduction to Psychology. Before you enroll, go to your target school's website and search for a transfer credit equivalency guide. This is usually a searchable list that shows which outside courses your school has already evaluated and accepted for credit. If you see that study.com's Psych 101 course transfers in as general psychology at your school, then perfect. You are good to go. If it's not listed, that doesn't mean it won't transfer, but you should contact your academic advisor and ask for pre-approval in writing. Just say, can I take this Sophia Learning course and apply it towards some of my gen ed credit? Some schools even have a form for this. Each school has its own rules, and some will accept dozens of courses from these platforms while others will only take a handful. But checking first puts you in control and helps you avoid surprise rejections later on. It may not be the most exciting part of the journey, but it's one of the most powerful moves you can make to stay on track. When you're going back to school as an adult, you're not just picking classes, you're balancing school with work, family, and everything else in your life. That means it's not just what you take, it's when and how you take it that make or break your momentum. One of the biggest mistakes I see adult learners make is signing up for multiple challenging or writing heavy courses all at once.
There are too many of them.
Another error people make is taking a class with a tough prerequisite too early and feeling overwhelmed, or they front load all the boring general education stuff and lose motivation halfway through. You can avoid all of that by building your course sequence around your strengths, your schedule, and your long-term plan. If you're stronger in reading and writing than in math, don't take college algebra during your busiest work season. If you've got young kids and only an hour a day to study, focus on self-paced transfer courses where you can move through material in short, flexible sessions. Also, if you know your program has specific courses you must take in order, like a 2-part science series or an advanced writing class, look ahead and plan for those now so you're not caught off guard later. Strategic sequencing also helps when you're transferring in credit. Some schools will only accept a transfer course if you haven't already completed a similar or more advanced course through them. That means you don't want to take English Composition 2 at your school and then try to transfer in English Composition 1 from somewhere else. Completing tasks out of order can block your transfer credit from being accepted, costing you both time and money.
Time is money, boy.
Think of your course plan like a workout routine. You don't start with a marathon, you build up strength in your core skills, pace yourself, and avoid burnout. That's how you finish strong. Transfer credit isn't just about saving money or going faster, it's about giving you control over your education. And when you're returning to school as an adult, that control is priceless. The truth is, the traditional college system wasn't built with you in mind. It was designed for 18-year-olds living on campus, taking 15 credit semesters with a few outside responsibilities. But your life doesn't look like that, and neither should your education. That's where transfer credit comes in. When you use it intentionally, it becomes a tool to design your degree on your terms. For example, if your school has a course that's only offered in the fall and you don't want to wait a whole year to take it,
it's been 84 years.
You can often find an equivalent course on a credit platform and take it when you are ready. Maybe you're trying to graduate by a certain deadline to qualify for a promotion or switch careers. You can accelerate your timeline by knocking out a few gen eds through a credit platform. Or maybe finances are tight this year. Instead of taking on a full course load through your college, you do just 2 classes through your school and transfer 2 credits through a platform like study.com, Sophia Learning, or Straighterline for a fraction of the price. Same credit, way less stress. Let's say your school requires college algebra, introduction to sociology, US history, and English composition this semester. You can take English comp and sociology through your school, then complete college algebra and US history through Sophia Learning or Straighterline at your own pace, sometimes in just a few weeks. The key is this: don't just grab random transfer courses because they're cheaper or easier. Use them as part of a bigger strategy. Know how they fit into your degree. Get approval in writing, keep records, and ask questions.
I have several questions.
You're not cutting corners. You are building a smarter route to get you to the finish line.
See you at the finish line.
Remember, not all transfer credit is created equal. Some schools put a cap on how many outside credits they'll accept, and others only approve credit from specific providers, and some might even require extra documentation, like a course syllabus, a detailed description, or proof of a proctored final exam. So, how do you figure out what your school allows? The best place to start is your college's official website. Look for sections like the academic catalog, registrar's office, or anything labeled transfer admissions. Many schools also have a transfer credit policy page or a transfer equivalency database where you can search by course or provider. If the info isn't obvious, don't be afraid to reach out directly. Email the registrar's office or your academic advisor and ask whether a specific course from study.com, Sophia Learning, or Straighterline will count towards your degree. Just make sure to include the course name and provider so they can give you a super clear answer. This extra step might only take 15 or 20 minutes, but it can save you a ton of frustration and possibly thousands of dollars later on.
More money, more money!
You have more options than you think. When you understand how to use them, transfer credit stops being confusing and starts being empowering. Here's the bottom line. Every course you take should move you closer to your degree. That means knowing what your program actually requires, planning your course sequence strategically, and using transfer credit with intention, not just convenience. When you understand how your credits fit together, you're not just saving time and money, you're taking control of your education, and that's how you earn your degree your way. You've got this. Hit that like button if any of this helped you out, and subscribe to this channel to check out other videos for more ways to hack your degree. Thanks for watching. Bye.